In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make these coasters by learning intarsia crochet technique. In this technique, you work each color part separately, without carrying the other yarns between the stitches, and you will get the same drawing on both sides. You will need 3 yarn bobbins with between 5 and 10 grams of each color, another color left over for the edge without bobbin, a 3mm crochet hook and scissors. And you will be able to make it by following this chart or written instructions. For more details, read the description of this clip. If you don't have yarn bobbins, you can make your own by using little cardboard rectangles. Cut a notch on each white side of the rectangle. And on the short sides, make a small cut in the center. And this way, imitating the shape of the yarn bobbin, wrap the yarn around the middle by wrapping the beginning strand on one side and the end strand on the other. To start, chain 23 with green. And starting with the second chain from the hook, make 1 single crochet in each chain for a total of 22 single crochets. And row 1 is finished with 22 single crochets. For row 2, chain 1, turn the work, and starting from the first stitch, make 22 single crochets. And repeat the same for rows 3 and 4. And this is our work by the end of row 4 with 22 single crochets. Turn the work to start with row 5. And I will start using the chart. To make 20 stitches in green and 2 stitches in pink for this row. Chain 1 and make 20 single crochets with green. For the last single crochet in green, insert the hook in the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, and leaving between 15 or 20 centimeters of yarn, secure the yarn to prevent it from coming off the bobbin while changing color. And take the yarn from the back to the front of the work, below the hook. Take the pink yarn, yarn over, leaving a 10 centimeter tail, and I close the stitch with the new color, leaving the previous color in front of my work. And I will do this for every color change. Finish with the remaining 2 stitches in pink. And row 5 is finished with 20 stitches in green and 2 stitches with pink. For row 6, we will make 3 stitches with pink, 18 stitches with green, and 1 stitch with grey. I turn the work, chain 1, and start with 3 single crochets in pink. I will make the third pink stitch over a green stitch of last row. And to make our work reversible without floats on any side, I will pick up the green strand of this stitch. I insert the hook and I will place the green strand on the back above my hook. Yarn over with pink, pull through the stitch. In this way I have picked up the green yarn. To make the drawing on both sides without leaving any floats. At the same time, I have to make a color change. So I secure the pink strand to the bobbin and move the yarn from the back to the front of my work. Yarn over with green and close the stitch. I pull a little to adjust and continue with 18 single crochets in green. And before finishing my last stitch with green, I secure the yarn to the bobbin, move the yarn to the front of my work. I take the gray yarn, yarn over, and close the stitch with the new color, leaving the previous color on the front of my work. And I finish the row with one single crochet with gray. If we see the stitch remains a little loose, we can pull to adjust. And row 6 is finished with 3 stitches in pink, 18 stitches in green and 1 stitch in gray. And leaving the yarns from the color changes on the front of the work. And that's how they will be ready for the color changes of next row. For row 7, turn the work, chain 1, I make the first single crochet with gray, and we'll make the second single crochet with gray where there was a green stitch. So we'll have to pick up the green yarn from that stitch. Insert the hook in the stitch, going under the green yarn, yarn over with gray, pull through the stitch, and what I would usually do is yarn over and close. But once again, I have to make a color change. So I insert the hook, going under the green yarn, yarn over, pull through the stitch. I secure the yarn to the bobbin, move it to the front of my work, yarn over with green, and close the stitch, leaving the previous color to the front. And I continue with 16 single crochets in green. I start my last green stitch, and now, differently from the other end, I will make a pink stitch where there was a green stitch. To make this color change, I will move my working yarn to the front first, I loosen the pink yarn from the bobbin, yarn over with pink, making this yarn over a little longer to go over that green stitch and close. And we can see that part of that long yarn over remains on the back of the green stitch. I insert the hook on the stitch, and to hide that pink float, I make sure to go under with the hook to hide it and continue with our drawing. Yarn over with pink, pull through the stitch, yarn over, and close. And that float has been wrapped. And I continue with 3 single crochets more in pink. And row 7 is finished with 2 stitches in gray, 16 stitches in green, and 4 stitches in pink. And leaving the yarns from the color changes on the front of our work. To start row 8, turn the work, chain 1, and we will make 6 single crochets in pink. The last 2 single crochets will be made over 2 green stitches, so we'll have to pick up the green yarn from those 2 stitches. I insert the hook and pick up the green yarn over the hook. Yarn over with pink, pull through the stitch, yarn over, and close by wrapping the green yarn. I start the next stitch by picking up the green yarn again, and I will change color. I secure the pink yarn to the bobbin, move it to the front of the work, yarn over with the new color, and close. And I continue with 13 single crochets in green. Taking care of crocheting by inserting the hook in the correct stitch. And to change to gray, I move the yarn to the front of my work again, yarn over with gray, and close, making a longer yarn over to cover the green stitch. I insert the hook in the stitch, going under the gray float, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, and close. And I finish with 2 more single crochets in gray. And this is the end of row 8, and I will continue with the following rows, making color changes as indicated. This is our work by the end of row 13, with 8 stitches in gray, 2 stitches in green, and 12 stitches in pink. By the end of this row, I cut the green yarn and start row 14 with 13 single crochets in pink. The last pink stitch will be made over a green stitch. So I will pick the green yarn, placing it over the hook, yarn over with pink and pull through the stitch. And as we need to change colors, I secure the pink yarn to the bobbin and take it to the front of my work. Leave the green yarn behind. Take the gray yarn, yarn over, and close. And now we will make one gray single crochet over a green stitch of last row. Insert the hook in the stitch, going under the long yarn over we made to cover the green stitch. And complete the single crochet. Then continue with gray for the remaining single crochets. And row 14 is finished with 13 stitches in pink and 9 stitches in gray. Making the same drawing on both sides and without floats. And without working with green stitches anymore. Continue with the following rows, making color changes between pink and gray only. In row 24, we have the color change in the same stitches as previous row. So, to make this change, secure the pink yarn to the bobbin and move it to the front of the work. Yarn over with gray yarn and close. And just continue with the remaining single crochets in gray, without picking up any floats. And before finishing last stitch of row 24, I pick the yellow yarn for the edge and close. And row 24 is finished, with 6 stitches in pink and 16 stitches in gray to finish our drawing. I cut the pink yarn and the gray yarn. And to continue with the edge, turn the work, chain 1, and make one single crochet in every single crochet of last row. In the last single crochet, I make 3 single crochets to shape the corner, and I continue over the row edge, making one single crochet over each one of them. And I continue in the round to cover the complete edge and making 3 single crochets in each of next 2 corners. When I reach the starting single crochet, I make 2 single crochets more for the last corner. I slip stitch in the first stitch, then fasten off and weave in each end between the stitches of the same color. And our coaster is finished with the same drawing on both sides of the work. I hope you like this technique for crochet color work and that you can use this pattern to take advantage of your yarn stash.